Grand Rising. Welcome back to Pearl Snap Tarot. Make it snappy. We're here with our favorite mascot, Shere Khan from the Jungle Book. But we also want to do a shout out to the Alamogordo Tigers. Go team! You are loved. You are loved. Let's just put him up here where we tell you about we got some downloads, came in this morning at dawn, okay? And we had a really cool big synchronicity today. And it's a Daybreak Synchronicity. And what it was the number 99 came into my mind. And you've heard me talking about that number before here on my channel. 99, and actually the original name I wanted to name my channel was the 999. Then I changed it. I decided I would rather be a character. Pearl Snap. Pearl Snap is a character. It's an avatar. It's a character. It's for entertainment purposes only. Oh, hang on, you can't see that. You can't see my tidy. I want you to be able to see in a little while I'm talking to you. There we go. So, anyway, I got out of bed. The first thing I did was I walked over to the little shelf where I keep all my tarot and divination cards and stuff. And I also have a little altar on top of that little shelf. I have like a little etagere shelf that I keep all that stuff in, and the top shelf of it I use as an altar. It has crystals and stuff. So anyway, I looked for my Pearl Snaps number deck, you know, my handmade number deck that I show you in readings sometimes. And I pulled it out of there, and I haven't done anything to it since this morning, but 99 was right there, right there. I just about died when I saw that. I was like, oh my God. Then I said, well, what day is it? What day is this? Is this the 8th? And I walked over to the calendar and realized it's September 9th. That's 9/9. So, I don't know, maybe somewhere in my unconscious mind I knew that that was the date today or something, but that's not how it came in the vision I had as I was waking up. And this must have been received in not quite an awake state, this number. It's kind of like I saw it, 2 9s, okay? And it had kind of like an aura, a glowing aura around the 2 9s, which is weird, but that's what it was, okay? So, anyway, thank you for coming back to my channel. Thank you for sticking with me, even though my postings are pretty erratic. That's because I'm concentrating more on self-care lately and I'm finding it's a big job. It really is. It's a big job to do your self-care properly and to get enough sleep and stuff. And I keep letting my devices jerk me around and listening to the wrong things and getting pulled back and forth, thinking things that aren't really coming from me, you know? So I'm making more efforts to not let that happen, to control the device instead of letting it control me, you know? And so I've been turning off my Wi-Fi at night and trying not to scroll so much, but once in a while something comes in that's a real bomb and I'm like, oh my God. Like there was several woo bombs the other day, or the night before last, that really hit. I mean, somebody's making really good predictions out there, woo predictions, that immediately materialized in my timeline. I don't know if that person is able to manipulate other people's timelines or what, but It's got me thinking. It's got me thinking. A lot of the things that were said immediately became visible in my line of sight. Immediately. And also it dovetailed with some things in my last, I think it was my last post, Room 222, where I linked you to an episode of an old TV show from the 70s. That show was about a school. It was about a high school. And this Woo cast was about some kind of student or youth revolution. But so was that episode of Room 222 that I posted shortly before the WooCast was posted by someone else. I'm not going to say who. Woo know who woo are, okay? Woo know. Yeah. The Godfather. The Godfather of Woo. That's who. That's woo. Well, remember what I told you? We can woo it, collective, and we are, I guess. I guess we're in the woo now. I guess we are. And the time that has elapsed since then, I watched one movie, and I got a spontaneous download to watch it. And I had forgotten about this movie for a long, long time. Actually, I've been thinking about one particular actor, John Malkovich, who's been in all these really trippy movies, and including, now I'm going to forget, what's the name of the one about the puppeteers and Being John Malkovich. That's the wooiest movie I've seen with him in it. And I was actually thinking about that movie, and I was thinking about the scene where things just kind of go crazo, and there's all these different John Malkoviches in this one scene that it's like the same face, but it's on all these different people. You know, like it's John Malkovich's head, and sometimes it's on a woman's body, sometimes it's on a man's body, and all kinds of weird shit, you know. That movie is such a trip. I highly recommend it if you like the subject of woo. Yeah, it's about, you know, our identity and hanging on to it, and that it's fluid, and that it's not our identity, and that some other people can take over your identity, can take over your avatar, which is kind of like a puppet. Visualize a hand puppet, and different people are sticking their hands up there and running your puppet, right? You want to be in charge. You want to be in control of your own mouth. But this movie's all about how these low vibrational entities gained entry to John Malkovich's consciousness and paid to take a ride, to be him for a day or something. Anyway, I wasn't going to talk about that. I was going to talk about the movie that I was guided to watch. It's called The Sheltering Sky. And it was made in 1990, and it's starring John Malkovich and Deborah Winger. And it's about three wealthy people traveling together who claim that they're not tourists, they're travelers. Okay, the tourist is someone who wants to go home as soon as they get to wherever they're going. The traveler is going to keep going on the journey, no matter what, no matter where it takes them. Which brings to mind, you know, the journey that Pearl Snap is on. It's like I keep trying to be on my journey and to make it my journey, but I find I'm still being manipulated in all kinds of really subtle ways. this past week I had some really subtle manipulations done on me to kind of corral me in here longer. And I had some choices, but they were all really subtle choices. I don't know if that's happening to anyone else in the collective. Anyway, these three travelers, the story turns out to be about a married couple who goes off on a journey to northern Africa with their very wealthy friend. They're all wealthy. And they go off on this journey, and its timeline is the 1930s. So I take it was probably supposed to be in between the two wars. And I particularly enjoyed the opening credits. There's a great montage, black and white montage of New York City and where they set off from. And jazz music. As you know, Pearl Snap loves jazz. And then they end up in northern Africa, and what it is, it's a divine feminine character who's married to like a karmic soulmate or twin flame, who obviously, you know, he wants to do whatever he wants, but he's very possessive of her and her energy and so forth. And she's very giving, and she just lets him do whatever he wants. When he starts philandering on the trip, she looks the other way and says, I'm not gonna interfere. And then their friend, who sees what's going on with these two in their marriage, and it becomes more and more apparent that he's trying to take her away from him. And eventually, spoiler alert, his philandering and his adventures at night when she's back at the hotel sleeping, he gets ill. He gets a germ and gets ill and gets terminally ill. But by the time that happens, they're so deep into northern Africa, into their adventure and their journey, which is irrevocable, that they can't turn back. And then they're deep into the, like Morocco and that surrounding area. Incidentally, they just had a big earthquake in Morocco last night, I think, or yesterday. My heart goes out to those people there. The medieval city there crumbled, which is interesting because there's lots of scenes of these medieval cities in this movie, The Sheltering Sky. Anyway, so after she loses her husband, then the other guy that they were traveling with isn't even with them anymore, and she's totally on her own. And then the adventure really deepens. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the rest, but I will say that his dying words to her was, I see now that I was only living for you. So this was someone that was a narcissist that she was with, and he was using her as his supply. Anyway, really, really great movie. I really enjoyed it. You might want to check that out if you're into exotic movies like that. It's very exotic with some great character acting. So, okay, here's the rest of the downloads from this morning. Let's see here. I'm going to have to change glasses. Pearl Snap doesn't like to show you her eyes that much, but whatever. Oh, and this isn't a pimple on my forehead. It's a bindi dot. I bought some bindi dots. To my friends in India. I have a feeling that India is somewhere that's on my bucket list. India calls to me all the time. I hope I get to go there someday. Okay, so after I picked up my deck and I saw that 99 was on the top of it, and it's September 9th, which is 9/9, I got the download almost there. Almost there. I may or may not explain any of this as I go along, so just, that's how it is here. We kind of wooey here. That's how it is. We're almost there. So then I went out for my walk, and I looked around and looked for signs and signals and stuff from the ancestors, the way we're instructed to do. Didn't see much this morning, except one thing. As I was coming in from the walk, as I was almost back to my car, I saw part of a golf ball on the ground. It was broken, like the broken shell of a golf ball, just a piece of a golf ball shell. And, you know, it made me think, if it takes a lot to break a golf ball, like those things are made to be slammed on, and I don't know if you've ever seen the inside of one, but it's like millions of rubber bands or something in there. Whoever invented golf, it's such a weird game. Golf is weird. I never was a golfer, but my parents were big golfers. And I think it's because they were trying to climb the ladder of success and all that. And so they learned how to play golf. And I never wanted to play golf. I never wanted to pledge a sorority either. And they wanted me to do that. And I dropped out after one morning of rushing. That was it. That's all I needed to see what that douche stuff was all about. I wasn't going to do that. They were mad at me. Anyway, I saw the broken golf ball, and here's what I wrote down. It takes a lot to break a golf ball. Somebody wanted you in pieces, but you put yourself back together. You did a great job of piecing together your story on your own. But you had help from a kick-ass spirit team. Thank you, team. I just want to say thank you to my spirit team and my ancestors and my angels and everybody like that. You've really been there for me. Thank you. Namaste. Then I got 99 as a frequency. I don't know, I guess I'll have to look that up. Maybe I'll go look it up when I'm done with this and then splice it in. Because we're already at 1707, and I don't want to make this that long. I also got 99 mile per hour winds, possible CME with high winds, and desert storm. Hab00b. I don't know if anybody knows what a Hab00b is. You might not know what a Hab00b is if you live in, up in the northern United States. But it's a big desert dust storm. It's when the sands kick up and blot out the sky. And that happens here. It can happen here. And you'll see the sky will start looking brown sometimes. You just want to stay in when that happens because you don't want to be breathing that stuff. And then I got people are having to walk or run away from the plot to ruin you. That golf ball that was in pieces, because it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. You're still here. You're still here. Then I got the 9-9 as a mirrored number, and you had a double assignment to clean up under the domes in these lawless areas. You did a great job. Congratulations. So I'll take the camera over to the table and throw down a few cards. All right, let's clear this area off. I wanted to just show you this sketch I drew that's kind of fun. I had the phrase scapegoat come into my mind all of a sudden. And a vision of a little goat up on top of the flat irons. You're almost there. Okay. I didn't even bring any decks over here. My gosh, oh my gosh, my gosh, my gosh, my gosh. Let's light this candle. Can we see that? Yeah, we got that on camera. We got a new candle holder. And this, I don't know if you can see this, but it's part of my brain case. It's actually a part of a geode that has silica crystals in it that I bought in Ruidoso, New Mexico. So that's the crystal for today. And also we have a tiger eye crystal out. Alamogordo Tigers. Go Tigers. And already here we have the Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings. We have the Ace of Pentacles, a gift. And we have the King of Cups. So, you know, collective, you may have learned how to master your emotions, or you've been working on that. You've been working on mastering your emotions. And I think that's what this gift card is about. Because collective, you are gifted. Pearl Snaps Collective are gifted people. And part of coming into your gift is learning how to master your emotions, not letting all the noise around you distract you. I did get manipulated this week, and I'm aware of it. But it was really subtle, and I had to flip my point of view about it, about how I thought I was being manipulated. I had to think about that and flip it all around, because I was getting bombarded. I was getting clubbed over the head with messages to get outside your comfort zone. And I've been hermetizing here to the point where I wouldn't even go to the dentist because I was afraid they were going to inject me with something bad, or I don't know. But I decided that coming out of my comfort zone meant that I should should not be afraid to go get the medical care that I need, including dental. And so I rescheduled my dental appointments and went back in there with confidence, and they fit me in right away. I had canceled some appointments and said I would reschedule, and they got me rescheduled in right away. So I've already had one of those treatments, and I'll be having another one soon and a couple more, which is great. I need to take care of myself. You have to take care of your physical body to the best of your ability, and I'm entitled to these things because I do have Medicare as a Social Security recipient. I'm entitled to receive this dental care, and so I'm trying to make the best of what I'm entitled to. So that was coming out of my comfort zone in a big way, to go in there and do that. Be right back. I'm going to go get it. Okay, back. Since we were talking about traveling and everything, I grabbed the Journey Oracle deck, and I grabbed a chunk of my handmade cards. I have no idea what's in here. Look what's on the bottom. Speedy. That makes me think of Speedy Gonzales, the Looney Tunes character. Speedy Gonzales. Oh, okay. Speedy Gonzales came into this read. Yeah, he was like a little mouse from Mexico. All right, Mexico figures prominently around here where I am. And I'm trying to be friendly to my Mexican neighbors here. One of the things that came through in the Wu bomb was that, you know, we really are in World War Free, and shit's going down. So I think this territory is actually disputed where I'm at. It's been in dispute for a long, long time, okay? And one of my little jokes is New Mexico certainly is. So it just may be that we didn't realize that maybe this isn't even the United States territory anymore. I don't know. But one of the things that Wu Father brought out was that there would be restrictions put on guns, and that's what just happened here in our state. Our governor made a very controversial. Look, the journey came out. All right, you're on a journey. We're talking about journey today. We're talking about traveling, the journey. Perhaps moving on, I don't know. The subliminal prompts I was getting, I was just being bombarded with subliminal prompts from YouTube, though, about moving on, leaving the area, getting outside of your comfort zone, traveling somewhere. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized I don't know where I'm going. I don't have provision to get there or to stay anywhere, to move anywhere. I just don't. And I decided that I would prefer, my choice is to stay here and keep my physical body safe. I have the resources to be here now, and I still don't have provision to move on, so I decided to be sensible about it. That was the choice I ended up making, but I felt somewhat manipulated into it because there was part of me that wanted to go. Part of me really, really, really wanted to go, and it really wants to go because this is opening up. And in that last read I did, I talked about the road's opening up for you. Remember we had that Fool card where the road was open? And I think it is. I think the road is open for a lot of us, but we just may not quite, you see, we're almost there. We're at 99 right now. We're almost there. But we don't quite have the provision. We don't quite know where we're going yet. I know I want to travel. And because we were talking about Morocco and Northern Africa, I grabbed the Rana George Lenormand deck, which definitely has the flavor of Northern Africa and Casablanca and all that, you know, Morocco. I love this deck. So we're working with the journey. We're almost ready to go, but we still don't have everything we need. Let's see what comes out of here. Shuffle this a little bit. 99 is a frequency. Oh yeah, 99 has come out in my reads before. And it made me think of Agent 99 from that old TV show, Get Smart. I reference old TV shows a lot because for some reason, me and my brother, my little brother, were allowed to watch way too much TV when we were kids. And I think that was purposeful. A lot of that TV was so-called programming that would make you think things, and shows like I Dream of Jeannie, okay, and Bewitched, okay, were about women with powers. Hello. And Agent 99 sort of had some powers. She was always Max's backup. Maxwell Smart, who wasn't all that smart, but he had a shoe phone. I remember that. Okay. Okay, we got the whips. Number 11, the whips. So, yeah, you do feel a little bullied. You feel a little bit manipulated, but in a really subtle way. About traveling. Oh, okay. What else? Are you ready to go or not? I'm struggling a lot with getting ready, okay? Okay, we got the moon coming out here. Moon card. Number 32. 32, the moon. Corresponds to, of course, my favorite Egyptian goddess, Taret. So, looks like Taret's popping in here a little bit. That's the 8 of Cups. So see that? There's 8 hearts there, which correspond to cups. And this is a card of walking away, letting go. So you're kind of being subtly manipulated into letting go of things, into walking away from things that don't serve you anymore. And I definitely feel like this area where I am under this dome, I've done so much work here. I definitely see how far I've come. Collective, where are you in your journey? Let's pull one of these. I love these oracle cards. So it may be just about time to leave, but what I'm struggling with is organizing my things and getting rid of things. Believe. We have believe has come out. So maybe that's that one last, you need to get you across to move the ticker from 99 to 0, to start a new cycle. You've got to work on your believing things. Do you believe? What do you believe in? What are you going to put your creative power behind? Or how are your beliefs holding you back from moving on? Is someone else manipulating your choices? Or are you fully in control of your choices? Okay. All right. That all makes sense so far. Okay, let's see here. Let's pull. Okay, let's do a couple of these now from our handmade deck. I have no idea what's in this chunk. Remember, I put all my cards, all these together, and I took them out of the oracle, the raffle drum. I took them out of there, and I put them into a box because they were just bombshell. That raffle drum was a bit of a bombshell, and it started to scare me. It probably scared some other people out there too. It might have scared the people who are manipulating me into staying here, in subtle ways. Oh, right away I see this. Oops, wants to come out with it. Boundaries, protection. So you're protected. You are protected. Believe you can create what you want to create. You're protected. Believe it. What does this say? Allons enfants de la patrie, le jour de gloire est arrivé. Look, Casablanca. Look at that. Told you these cards scare me a little bit. That's French. It's from the French national anthem. And one of the places that these people end up at the very end of the line where he finally expires, they end up at a French Foreign Legion outpost. But this means the day of glory is here. It means, come, children of the country, or come, countrymen, or, the day of glory is here. And I think I wrote Casablanca on this card because this is from the movie Casablanca, and the scene where they're in Rick's cafe, and the Nazis of the occupation are kind of having a national anthem singing war with the French guys in there, and they're singing the German national anthem, and then the French guys are all singing the French national anthem as loudly as they can. They're both trying to drown each other out. It's an interesting scene in that movie. I think that movie was used to program me as an experimental person. Some of my programming was from that movie, because I've got a lot of rooster programming. I don't know about collective, but my Chinese horoscope is rooster. Warning, many YouTube occult personalities may be predatory matrix energies, disinforming us all. Similarity of messages like mainstream media news. Okay, so are you hearing the same messages over and over from certain tarot readers? It's to make you eventually adopt whatever they're saying as your own thought or your own download, or you're giving up your power to them instead of going by your own self-determination. So I told you, I've been kind of not listening to as many people out there, and trying to listen for my own downloads. And I even unsubscribed from all the readers that I was looking at. Because I don't want to contribute to their energy, and I'm trying not to mix mine with theirs. I'm trying not to make so many comments on people's videos. Bankster. Well, there is something going on with the banks and with money right now. I'm not sophisticated enough to figure it out. So that kind of stuff really stresses me out. And, I'm not very sophisticated that way. And I think that's part of my programming as an experimental person, to be incompetent with money and not be able to take care of my own affairs and stuff. And so I ended up in this position where I was very challenged to do that. And I've done that. Remember, one of the downloads is you've done a great job putting the pieces together. The pieces of your shattered self that were left like a broken golf ball by these people in these experiments. You had to put yourself back together, okay? Democratic process compromised and corrupted. Well, who's not aware of that now? If you're not, you asleep at the wheel, man. And this has something to do with this. Look, they're the same kind of index cards they're written on even. Okay. Of course, this money always corrupts everything. Okay. So we've got corruption going on. We've got money issues going on. We've got a financial reset in progress. We have the day of glory has arrived. Okay, what else? let's get into the tarot here. This is our Alice in Wonderland tarot deck. That I just love this deck. It's so funny. Justice in reverse, came out in reverse. Yeah, there's profound injustices that have been going on, both in your life, but also in the world and in our country. There's just, everything's been turned upside down. Okay. So, but le jour de gloire est arrivé, collected. This is going to get turned back around the right way. It is. Okay, it is. It's taking a long time. That's a turtle, but look, it's the turtle with wings. Whoever heard of that? Whoever heard of a turtle with wings? But yeah, and look what's above him. It's the peace dove. Looks like under a dome even. Interesting. Those wings almost look like they're made out of fire too. This is kind of a phoenixy turtle here, okay? Has faith in the Holy Spirit. That's what that is. That's the Holy Spirit right there. So you have not given up your faith in God. Your collective is someone who has faith in a higher power, okay? No matter what you call your higher power, okay, you do have faith. So do I. I wouldn't have gotten through any of this if I didn't. Have no problem thanking my higher power for helping me. And my spirit team. I got a great spirit team out there. I want them to know how much I appreciate their efforts on my behalf. I feel you near me. Okay, we have the Magician and the Three of Swords. Yeah, things have been manipulated. Okay, that's what this democratic process corrupted, compromised. Things have definitely been manipulated by these wizardy people, these magician people, these trickster people. And it has caused a lot of suffering for a lot of people, including you, collective. It's caused a lot of suffering. Okay, this contortion of our government and so forth. That's everyone is now becoming aware of. All the incredible amount of injustice that's been going on. This came out in reverse, remember? So we're all seeing that. It's very painful. It's very, very painful to open our eyes to it finally. But the Woo Master said it's going to be the kids who really start drilling down into this and insisting on getting the truth now. Oh, bunch came out. Okay. Okay, we've got the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, somebody's trying to stop your progress here, okay? And I love this Chariot card because look at what's going on there. They're on a train, they're moving forward, but someone's spying on somebody. Check it out. Yeah, little Alice. Who's she sitting across from there? It looks like a Chinaman. Okay. I don't want to get too specific about international politics or whatever's going on. But by now there's a lot of talk about certain foreign countries interfering in our internal affairs. Okay, we also have the Eight of Cups. Oh, Eight of Cups again here in reverse. So yeah, someone's trying to stop your progress. That's confirmation on the Eight of Cups, but in reverse. So if you were trying to come on up out of this, whatever, foreign city you find yourself in the middle of the desert, and you're still trying to get out of there, somebody's trying to stop you. But look at this guy. He's really, he's trying to run. Someone's having a hard time running from whatever's going on under this dome that you found yourself in. And this is the Four of Cups. The way out is you've been offered something, but you don't like it. You don't want to go that way. You feel like someone's trying to manipulate you, right? You feel like someone's trying to manipulate you. But remember, you had the Ace of Wands out here. So one way or another, you're going to get a new beginning. And you are gifted. And so maybe that one way or another involves using your gifts somehow to get yourself moving on, okay? I do think that a lot of the collective would really like to move on from the situations we're in, but I'm getting it isn't quite time yet. Remember, we're just at 99 here, so we're almost there though. We're almost there, and so keep your boundaries nice and strong. Make sure you're doing your self-care, hydrating. That's what I'm doing. You are protected during this period of we're almost there. What else? Can we clarify the Chariot in reverse? Remember the Chariot came out in reverse. Can we clarify the Chariot in reverse, please? I didn't shuffle this deck well enough. Let me get this stuff shuffled up. Get this deck shuffled up, please. Let's just give it a couple of better shuffles here before we throw anything down. Okay. See, you're going to get this brilliant idea. You're going to get this brilliant idea. I just said you're going to have to use your gifts to get yourself moving, fully moving on. Because, it's hardest to break out when you're closest to the door and the enemy sees you're there and you want to go and they're watching every move you make. You are going to have some new ideas about how to get through this ordeal and get to your highest, start living your best life here. Don't start drinking again. Don't do that. I don't have a drinking problem, but I know some people do. I have a shopping problem, okay? Just I'm trying really hard to I'm using the whips on my shopping addiction, but recently I fell down. I bought some bindies and a couple other things. It wasn't too bad. The High Priestess in you're going to use your intuition. Your intuition is going to bring in some kind of really great new idea about how to move forward. And get your wish fulfillment, everything you always dreamed of. This is a 9 too. Remember we had the 9. The 99 came out as 99. Do we have any other 9s here? Let's see. No, I guess not. number is the Chariot? No. Well, anyway, the 99. It's another 9. So that's 999. Ha! We're almost there. We're almost there. You're going to get this really incredible download. Maybe that's what this journey card is about. See, look at that star. When you go open this door, the door is opening. It's not fully open yet, okay? Not quite fully open. All right, how should we end this read, please? Spirit. Okay, I just heard take a couple more of these Lenormand cards. All right. Oh, 2 flipped right out. Okay, I know this card, number 40, is the souk, which means that's the town square, the bazaar, where the business is done and stuff. So perhaps this is a business offer that's coming in. It could be for you. Could be a business offer. Or maybe you're going to take a new turn with your business or something like that. You'd like to get back in the flow of things again and with the world, in the flow of the world. And that's how the movie The Sheltering Sky ended. After her big adventure, she did kind of get rescued, but just as they brought her back into the city, so the guy that stole her away from her husband could get her back, he sent out a rescue team to find her. And she was there, and she was in a car out front of the hotel where he supposedly was inside waiting for her. And when her escort, this woman who had gone to get her, she was from the U.S., she was from the embassy. She was a representative from the embassy who came to get her and found her in a hospital recovering from her ordeal. Her escort from the embassy went into the hotel to tell her benefactor that she was there. And while she was doing that, she gets out of the car and wanders off by herself. So she makes another decision there that she still wants to be on her own. And she walks into a cafe, and as she walks in the door, the jazz music starts up again. Like she's coming back into the souk, into the city, into the flow of things. But she encounters a stranger there who asks her, who says, "Are you lost?" And she says, "Yes." She says, "Yes." Now this other card that came out, 37, that's a card of protection. You see that? This is kind of like a Jedi monk. Some other people were giving readings about Jedi monks and warrior nuns and stuff. And that's who my collective is. I know you are. You're protected. You may be feeling a little lost, and that's because you were willing to go off on this journey where you got lost. You got lost. And then you found yourself again, okay? You found yourself again. Okay, one last. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with yourself now that you're back in the souk, right? And you've made a decision, like the main character in the movie, to go your own way, I guess. We got 15 here, the bear. There's a bear. What is this? It's wands. This is the 10 of wands. Okay. So it's the end of all burdens. Yeah, you're feeling bearish, not bullish. Even though you are a high priestess. you decided to be bearish, not bullish. So you decided to be cautious for now. 99, you're almost there, but there's still a couple of pieces. There's one last piece. That's right. That was a download about the golf ball shell, the piece of the golf ball shell that I saw on the ground. There's one last piece that you have to put in place, although it's the end of burdens, okay? You've laid down all your burdens. There's one last piece. There's one last thing that you need to do or that you need to know or something. We're going to leave it there. Thank you very much for coming today. I hope you'll come back again soon. Namaste, Collective.